A heavy snowstorm rolls in, and then you hear it. A distinct sound of thunder and see lightning sparkling in the sky. Congrats! You're one of the rare people who has witnessed Thundersnow. Until recently, scientists couldn't even agree that it's a real thing. But now, as they see more and more videos of it popping up online, they're trying to understand how it forms and how dangerous it really is. One thing is for sure, if you see lightning during a snowstorm, there's at least half a foot of snow falling somewhere nearby. We can even predict heavy snowfalls by thundersnow. But it doesn't work the other way around. Not every heavy snowfall causes thundersnow, and scientists are still wondering why. They think this beautiful natural event happens in a way that's kind of similar to summer storms. Turbulence in the air makes warm, moist air near the ground rise up into the sky. As it goes up, it cools down and forms clouds filled with tiny ice crystals, supercooled water, and soft hail called graupel. When these things crash around inside the cloud, they create an electrical charge, which leads to lightning and thunder. When it's cold enough for snow, the atmosphere doesn't have as much energy as it does in the summer. That's because the ground doesn't heat up as much in the winter. So there's less warmth and moisture in the air. So there's less supercooled water in the clouds compared to a summer storm. When the right conditions do occur, it usually happens near the Great Lakes in the United States. In places like this, the cold air above mixes with the warm water from the lakes. This big difference in temperature creates areas where the air rises quickly, and those rising pockets can cause lightning and thunder during heavy lake-effect snowstorms. They're also more common in the Colorado Front Range and Upper Great Plains. Another difference between thundersnow and a regular summer storm is that it's much harder to spot thundersnow. Snow absorbs sound waves, so you can only hear thunder if you're within a few miles of it. It will be more like a low rumble than a loud, sharp bang, and it's harder to see a flash of lightning against the backdrop of a bright white sky filled with flurries. This way, thundersnow can catch you off guard and strike just like any lightning. Although, lightning and thunder that come with a snowstorm are usually less frequent and less intense than those that come with summer storms. So, perhaps the worst thing that comes with thundersnow is those heavy snowfalls that can cause chaos on the roads and leave you without power for days. Another cool and rare winter weather phenomenon is the snow donut. You won't want to eat this donut as it looks like snowy wheels or tires. You can mostly find these rare natural snow shapes in the open prairies of North America or some remote places in Northern Europe. They need the perfect mix of conditions to form. First, there needs to be a layer of wet snow on the ground. The surface has to be something the wet snow can't stick to, like ice or very soft, powdery snow. Then, a strong but gentle wind or gravity on a hill has to push the snow just right. As the snow moves, it rolls up like a carpet and forms a big donut with a hole in the middle. Ever heard of the red lightning called sprites? Unlike regular lightning that strikes down from the clouds to the ground, they shoot up high into the atmosphere, about 50 miles above Earth. They're super fast, lasting just a tiny moment, so they're really hard to spot or study. Sprites happen because of a buildup of electricity in clouds, just like normal lightning. They're usually red and can look like jellyfish or carrots and get up to 30 miles wide. Pilots flying in high-altitude planes get the best views, and you can't see it from the ground. Scientists think sprites could happen on other planets with atmospheres. They tested this idea in a lab by recreating those planets' atmospheres and running electricity through them. It turned out they were right. A Fallstreak hole is a big circular or oval-shaped gap that sometimes appears in certain clouds. These types of clouds float high up in the sky and are often made of tiny water droplets that are colder than freezing, but they haven't frozen yet. They need ice crystals to freeze. When a plane flies through the cloud, it can bring those ice crystals into the cloud. Once they're there, the water droplets freeze quickly, get bigger, and start to fall from the cloud. This creates a hole in the cloud, and as more nearby droplets freeze, the hole gets bigger and spreads outward. A mini tornado that spins up a lot of dust and dirt on a hot day is called a dust devil. They're little whirlwinds, filled with dust and debris, and they can happen all over the world. They're smaller and not as strong as tornadoes, but they can still be powerful enough to knock over small objects or lift light things into the air. In really hot desert areas, they can grow much taller and last longer, sometimes for over an hour. Dust devils form on sunny days when the ground gets super hot. Once the dust devil is spinning fast enough, it acts like a chimney, with hot air rising up and cooler air sinking down through the middle. Dust devils can be dangerous if they're strong enough, so it's best to stay out of their way. Have you ever seen a fog bow? They form in a similar way to regular colorful rainbows, but they're much wider. Fog bows are made by tiny droplets in fog or clouds instead of big raindrops like in regular rainbows, but they also appear opposite the sun. You need to look for a fog bow in a thin fog when the sun is bright. You might catch one when the sun starts to shine through the fog, or if you're near the ocean, where fog often forms. Because the water droplets in the fog are so tiny, fog bows don't have the regular bright rainbow colors. They might even look all white or faint. Some fog bows are hard to see at first because they blend into the mist, but once you spot them, they're easy to recognize. There are atmospheric rivers flowing high up in the sky. They're long, thin streams of air in the atmosphere that carry a lot of water vapor. Even though you can't see them, they sometimes hold as much water as the Mississippi River carries in one day. When these sky rivers reach land, the water vapor inside them often turns into rain or snow. Some are gentle and helpful, bringing much-needed water to dry areas. But the really big and powerful ones can cause heavy rainstorms or snowstorms. If they stop moving over certain areas, they can lead to flooding, mudslides, and other problems. One famous atmospheric river is called the Pineapple Express. It gets its name because it pulls warm, wet air all the way from tropical areas near Hawaii to places like the US West Coast. Mammatus clouds are some of the strangest and coolest ones in the sky, looking like big, fluffy pouches or bubbles. Their shape can change a lot. Some look like smooth bubbles and others stretch out like long tubes. Mammatus clouds usually form under big clouds. Inside these storm clouds, strong winds cause turbulence, which pushes air and moisture downward instead of upward like regular clouds. This creates those uneven, pouchy shapes. Because Mammatus clouds are connected to powerful storm clouds, they're often a sign of bad weather, like heavy rain, hail, or lightning. In the winter, if it's cold enough, they can sometimes bring snow. Sometimes they appear with other, calmer clouds, but that's pretty rare. The best time to see Mammatus clouds is when the sun is low in the sky, like at sunrise or sunset. The sunlight lights up the pouches, making them glow and look even more amazing.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.